Pushing my weight back onto my feet and setting the glass down, I began to tap my fingers against the counter. I wished I wasn't getting so nervous now, but so many things had to go just right. It had started off as just a wild and reckless thought in my head. Then it percolated to an idea, then a plan. Many times I persuaded myself that it was a bad idea and decided I wouldn't go through with it. Then something, a word or a phrase, a segment of the little humanity I had to deal with, or an image on my screen, and I would decide that it had to be done. Someone had to do it. 5 hours, drawing closer to 4.5. My fingers paced on the counter, a repetitive thumping, like the ant's footsteps in a search for survival. There was no meaning in it, just a need to live. I needed to live too. This wasn't life. This was hell. I needed something for Hired to do. But what? Could I find another job for him? Something that would take time. 4.5 hours of his time sounded just about right. Needing to hide my internet usage, I clicked on the television and began streaming the news. I doubted Hired would actually check to see what was incoming versus what was outgoing when he noticed the drop in his transfers. My little socializing would be hidden in the volume. At WK Industries, we build a brighter future. The advertisement tried to persuade me with a woman's soft voice. When the technology we're building in the Net2 environment goes online, it won't just be a company's triumph, but humanity's victory. A better day is no longer on the horizon. It starts today. I growled at the commercial. WK wanted everyone to believe that they would be saved. Of course, none of the other scientists had run the numbers like I had early on. I'd seen from nearly the beginning that Net2 would only save a handful of people, a few hundred, compared to the billions that lived on our poor, exhausted planet. While the new humans being grown in the containment pods began to explore their new paradise, the rest of humanity was to be exterminated. I didn't know how much of that was my own anxiety about the aftermath of Net2 and what the fallout would be when people realized they were not going to be saved. But I knew that humans could not remain on this planet while the new humans began to extend bravely out into their world. It would be catastrophic for the two races to meet. I didn't need a flowchart to tell me that. The old humans and their laziness had to die for the new to rise. The video switched back to a man sitting at a desk with an image of a street at dusk and police cars angled against the angry mob. "The scene today at Las Vegas was a tragic one," the newscaster announced, "as 2 people died in the latest riots. Watch now as the officers brutally bash their way into protesters, knocking them down and forcefully handcuffing them." The video cut to a feed from one of the officer's body cameras, showing the officer going in to do his job. A baseball bat was swung at him, clearly striking him in the head. The officer growled while his metal helmet rang from the hit. He snatched the bat, ripping it out of the user's hands, then grabbed him and handcuffed him. The body camera continued to show other officers being hit with bats or sticks, and stones being thrown at them. Shields were torn from their hands. It looked like 5 officers were taken down and beaten. At least 3 of them didn't get back up. I tore myself away from the violent images, which served only as further proof that humanity was insane. I had to continue my work and my plan. As much as WK's propaganda sickened me, I had to finish what I had started for them. Pulling out my phone, I logged into my private networking account. The screen filled with names of people I knew socially online, but had never met in person. Bored now. Does anyone have an ebook they need written? I also code apps. I typed into the phone.